that he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford.
Fine.
Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, comes down.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special.
What other opportunity in life are you gonna get to make 100 and something million? Look at Evan. Coach Evan said 150, but he think Bud. What other opportunity in life you gonna get to make 150 million?
Canelo Alvarez, the famous boxing star from Mexico, has openly said he's ready to fight Terence Crawford, as long as the money makes sense. This news has stirred up serious buzz in the boxing world, since both men are seen as top-tier fighters.
Do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in. Because, you know, I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight and he don't move that much now. So, yeah.
Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, shared how thrilled he is about this fight finally happening. He said it's a big moment for Crawford to prove himself against a top-level name like Canelo, something they've wanted for a long time.
First off, how excited are you about it? And break the fight down for us.
Well, I ain't going to break the fight down for you because I don't want to get a game plan away. But I'm excited for Terence more than anything to get the fight that he wants, to show the world that he's great. He's great, one of the greats to lace up the gloves. And so it's my job as a trainer. It's a job of Saul, job of Red, whoever else is coming in camp with us, Bernie, to lead him to that win.
A lot of people make a lot about the 21-pound difference, the 14-pound difference, however you want to look at it. And they're saying that they think that it's just going to be too much, a bridge too far for Terence Crawford, that the size and the strength of Canelo Alvarez will carry the day, ultimately wearing the perceivably smaller Terence Crawford down. What do you say about that?
I tell you like this. The man must have seen something when he called to Canelo out, because you got to remember, Bud called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win. And he know he can win. So like I said before, it's our job to get him to that point.
I talked to Jose Benavidez Jr. about the fight between Terence and Canelo Alvarez. A glowing report from Jose Benavidez Jr. about Terence Crawford, saying that Canelo Alvarez better not sleep on Terence Crawford because he is an effing beast.
Well, you know, he been in there with Bud, so he understand, you know, what Bud can bring to what brings to the table. So he just give him that warning out to this, not only Canelo, he give him the warning out to all the bettors out there that's going to bet against fuck up and lose your money.
Terence Crawford is set to take home a huge payday of $135 million for this match, putting it among the richest fights ever. That number shows just how big this event is and how far Crawford has come in his career.
You heard what Bud said. Weight class is for a reason. But then Bud and his team heard the TBV show. Then it's like, yo, you know what? Bud, we could throw the towel in. We gonna shimmy all the way to the bank. We gonna drop this 9 figures in the bank. We got you. Do we believe we could beat them? Yeah. What other opportunity in life are you gonna get to make 100 and something million? Look at Evan. Coach Evan said 150, but he think Bud get. What other opportunity in life you gonna get to make 150 million? Also be able to have an eject button. If you're doing good, the towel never come out. Shit get ugly, the towel come out. They not about to just let Canelo beat on Crawford if Crawford can't handle Canelo. You understand? It's not gonna be a pride thing. You know, Bomac been there all his life. Why would I allow it?
In a sit-down with Joe Rogan, Crawford didn't hold back on his confidence. He made it clear he believes in himself and is fully prepared to go head-to-head with Canelo. He's ready to rise to the occasion and show what he's made of.
I spar big guys, you know what I mean? But I believe in my skills and my ability, and I believe in my team. I believe we'll come up with something that, you know, will be suitable for me to be successful in that fight.
That would probably be the biggest fight in boxing.
Definitely.
That fight would be gigantic.
It would.
That would be a big one.
Boxer Tim Tsayu chimed in about the upcoming bout, saying Crawford might find it tough to outbox Canelo. He mentioned that the result will largely depend on which version of Canelo shows up, highlighting Canelo's ability to adjust and use his experience.
I think he can outbox Canelo. It depends on what kind of Canelo rocks up, and Canelo is very, very experienced. But at the same time, he's had a lot of fights, which means that there is a time that you do go downhill as well. So I don't know. It's an interesting fight.
It's a crazy fight. I like it. A lot of fans have said like they're not interested because of the weight difference. But like to me, it's like I want to see how he's able to deal with the weight difference.
Yeah, but the thing is, Canelo used to be a 154 as well. So there is a slight weight division difference, but then Terence is coming up from 130. So
yeah, he's a lot smaller. Yeah, Canelo's like a little mini tank, man. He's like his bones are he's just like a stocky dude.
Thick.
This fight is being called a true clash of legends, bringing together two of the sport's best. Set to happen during the Riyadh season, the event is expected to grab global attention and help cement both fighters' place in boxing.
Right. As you see here, Terence Bud Crawford is back training. Is he training for that May showdown with Saul Canelo Alvarez? A mega fight? That's a mega fight. In movies, you have blockbuster movies like Star Wars, Independence Day. This is a blockbuster fight. This is a massive fight. Two of the best guys in their era facing off against one another. This would be explosive. And it's supposed to be Riyadh season, Cinco de Mayo. This is a fight that reportedly Canelo Alvarez has agreed now. That's huge. Who y'all got winning this fight? You see Terence Bud Crawford training. Is he training for Canelo Alvarez? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all.
Coach Joel Diaz raised concerns about the big size gap between the two men. He pointed out that being the smaller fighter could hurt Crawford's ability to land strong punches or absorb Canelo's power. Diaz warned that many may be underestimating how much that size difference matters.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's two more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Some fans and experts are comparing the level of competition both fighters have faced. While Canelo has fought and beaten several top-tier names, critics argue that Crawford's list doesn't include stars like Gennady Golovkin, leading to doubts about his high-level experience.
There's no Triple G on Bud's resume. There's no Trout on Bud's resume. There's no Daniel Jacobs on Bud's resume. Canelo is the one that's fought the elite level opposition. It's Canelo that fought Laura. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ.
Yeah, but Bud is an elite boxer.
So you're an elite boxer, but you haven't fought elite boxer.
Former super middleweight champ Caleb Plant is pumped about the fight and praised both men for their talent. He expects it to be a fast-paced, thrilling matchup that will grab the attention of boxing fans all around the world.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean?
Right, weight classes.
Weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power, and three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination punches, but I think the weight class is no good for him.
Crawford has addressed talk about Canelo being the bigger man. He brushed off the concern, saying Canelo isn't as big as people think. Crawford remains sure of himself and doesn't believe size will be a major problem in the ring.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, you know, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why, you know, I'm sure all of us are excited for that bell to ring and, you know, be able to find out firsthand.
Experts have been debating how the weight class might affect the result. Some say if the fight happens at 154 or 157 pounds, Crawford would have an edge because he's used to that range. But at 168 pounds, many lean toward Canelo, given his size and power. They believe fighting at that weight gives him a strong advantage.
You want to fight Canelo? Would you ever entertain a fight with Benavidez?
Benavidez is a big dude. Not to say I won't fight him, but the only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. He might be thick, you know what I mean, but he's not a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something, come in 190, 100 probably, you know what I mean? I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah, I thought that at one point when Volkanovski was champion. I had retired and I was like, dude, the only fight that I would really want to come back for, this dude's 5'6" and he's pound for pound.
Yeah.
So that's, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size him up.
Yeah.
You just size him up, especially when you're going into a bigger weight class, size him up and you see your advantage.
Commentators Stephen A. Smith and Andre Ward have also talked about how weight could change the fight. They warned not to count Crawford out, even though Canelo has the size edge at 168 pounds. Both said Crawford's skill, flexibility, and heart could make this fight much closer than people.
If Crawford and Canelo were to come to fruition, you see that being competitive still, even with the 21-pound difference, Jim?
If I'm Crawford, I don't want to have to go up to 168 pounds to get the fight. I want to somehow gull Canelo into thinking that it's okay to fight him at, you know, best of all possible worlds, 154. But if I'm Terence Crawford, I want to try to make clear that there's no way you're going to get me to come into the ring at 168. That's your game, not mine. If Crawford is able to get Canelo down to 160, and so this depends on what I see out of Canelo this weekend.
Right.
But let's say he has a good fight, not a great fight, and he wins. If Crawford can get him down to 160, I make it a pick fight. If Crawford can get him down to 154 or 157, Crawford is, in my view, a big favorite in the fight. 168, I still have to favor Canelo.
Boxing Voice Showbiz, the adult, pointed out that Crawford hasn't yet faced someone at Canelo's level. He stressed how important experience is, something Canelo has plenty of. This fight, he said, will push Crawford in ways he's never experienced before and show if he's ready for the sport's highest.
What fight do you think is out there now that we all should want to see where we probably get more than we expected? What's the ideal fight?
The game is different, man. It's a lot of strategy going on with guys not taking fights and why they not taking fights. I like the Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez fight. A lot of people say, you know,
so do I,
that I'm crazy for thinking that Terence Crawford to win that fight. And my thing is like, okay, well, if you don't think that Terence Crawford can outbox Canelo Alvarez, you may have to check your eyes.
You're not watching. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's a reason why Canelo Alvarez ain't jumping at that fight. He fought Amir Khan, which was, I think, 2 weight classes lower than him. So the weight thing ain't that
at least
big
a weight class. And he fought Charlo.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing with that. So that's a fight that I would really like to see. That's a dangerous fight for both fighters for different reasons.
Former opponent Amir Khan gave his take on fighting both men. He said Canelo hits incredibly hard, but is also not impossible to hit. On the other hand, he called Crawford a tough target with excellent defense, making him harder to catch clean. Khan's insight highlights how different their styles are and why this fight is so intriguing.
When people bring up Terence Crawford, Canelo out, We keep bringing up the weight class, but that's not my thing. This is what I'm mostly thinking about when it comes to that matchup. Terence Crawford has never met anyone like him. Y'all don't understand the importance of that statement. In order to beat Canelo, you gotta be great first. Triple G, Floyd, Bill, you gotta be great because Canelo is great. Canelo ain't just a big tank guy, that's why he's great. Hit, good speed, accuracy, great heart, but shit, he's great. He has that X factor that only the great ones have. He fights more often than Crawford, at least twice a year, and he doesn't stop fighting. He fights through knee injury, wrist injury. If you're 6 foot something, if you're 5'11" or 5, it doesn't matter. He's great.
Boxer Edgar Berlanga gave Crawford credit for being a great fighter, but said Canelo's weight and size could be key in this matchup. Berlanga believes that while Crawford has elite skill, moving up in weight might tip the scales toward Canelo, who's naturally stronger and more.
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't hit clean. They both hit hard because and you can see that strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much weight? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for Canelo?
Stephen A. Smith has questioned whether it's smart for Crawford to jump up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo. He pointed out the clear gap in size, strength, and experience. Smith feels that although Crawford is one of the best, this could be too big a leap and is unsure if it's the right move.
My good friend, my brother, TerenceCrawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.